welcome back. This is Sealchan, and this is my Minecraft Alpha 1.0 progressive Longplay. Today we're going to continue to talk about everything that was done during round 20 and everything we'll be doing in round 21. I left off with describing all the work we've been doing on the trails in the area just over my head. So let's head to Cascadia while the music plays and pick it up from there. I really do need to build a trail that goes directly to here. Let me write that down. a little crowded for 2 boats. Alright, well, can't see anything out there. Simply because it's just too far away. In round 20, we did the coastline expedition using the new method, marking off a true day's walk along the coastline, giving us a little further reach in terms of exploring 2 trips out. I think I just had the obvious idea pop into my head that I could expand my reach by building a port out at the second day's location. And then from there, another 2 days worth of exploration could happen. It could become a sea-based expansion process. The only problem with that is supplies of stone, I think. Anyway, something to think about. So we'll continue our work here, defining our first day and second day's outbound journey, exploring the coastline, bringing back all the clay, and identifying places to collect sand. And we'll branch from that coastline, follow the other coastline that comes near to it. And if we're extremely lucky, we might spot the super rare monolith. But I'm not going to hold my breath for that. Another thing we're going to do in Cascadia is we're going to set up another regional park. This one's going to be called Cascadia Springs. And I guess we could head back to Elsie. And by the time we get there, we could start walking in that direction. Let's talk about another little forgotten task. Since we found another saddle, I think that makes 3 saddles for 4 dungeon monster rooms, also known as dungeons. That's pretty good. Anyway, we've got our 3rd saddle, and we need to try to ride a pig again. So this time it's time to find a pig in Cascadia and give that a shot. So we'll just head to Cascadia with our saddle one early morning, much like right now, and hopefully we can find a pig and see where it takes us for a day. show you roughly where Cascadia Springs Regional Park will be. Could be as early as right here. But I like that. I like how that very simple railway looks. Anyway, it'll take some time to figure it out, but somewhere along this trail and that trail, here's our Cascadia Springs, the highlight of the park. Well, it's kind of an archway. Maybe a good model for the archways I want to use as the trail boundary signs. So when you enter the park area, I'm just going to build an arch. Maybe put a sign up top. I'm not sure yet. That way you know you're entering a special place in terms of World Gen. With a little help. Alright, so that's Cascadia. Let's head to Divide. One of the things we're going to do in the next round is we're going to walk the Cascadia Divide Trail and soak it all in. So we have completed that trail's development. And we completed that. When we added in spring, falls, up here at the pass. Right here. And although I was originally going to try to connect it to this, discovered an unusual extension of a small cave and just let it pour into there. So we'll take this walk all the way up to the fort. Just enjoy the view. Okay. Now you see here is the Bellevue Divide Trail. Bellevue's down that way. This is the fort, or the hunting blind in Divide. We started work on another major mountain trail called the Divide Scenic Loop. And it branches off from the Bellevue Divide Trail on the other side of this mountain. Reaches the top here, goes around and heads out to the top of this mountain. That was what we did in round 20. Round 21, we're going to bring that trail down. Here you can see the torches. We're going to cross over this slightly broken natural bridge. Make our way up around that way. I could just make out a torch here, so we find a way around this mountaintop, beyond and all the way, eventually back, actually down to here. So the idea being to get as many views around the tops of these mountains as possible. So we'll do probably not all of the rest of it, but some of it. That's a hole that you can see right through the mountain to this land. Pretty cool. In round 20, we went searching for the best place in these mountains to build a museum. And for me, the best place was the place that was the most solid. This mountain has a huge chasm in it. Obviously, this one does. There's a chasm down here. Even that mountain's got a maw under it. So that leaves this mountain, which I've titled Museum Mountain for now. Having selected that, we're going to start drilling exploratory tunnels into it to get the sense of how big it is. And that way, I can plan a little bit of the design. Although I'll be doing one room at a time, it'll take a little while. But I just want to capture, sense things, so I have a reasonably good sense of what comes next. So we'll be doing that in the next round, just creating tunnels to punch through, kind of in a rough grid, to see how much space we have. And that's just about it, I guess, in Divide. It's a lot of work. But it'll be worth it. Not sure if the museum or the railway will be our biggest project. After we finish that loop trail, we'll have more to do on this Bellevue Divide trail. Not a lot more, but a little more. I like how, as I built these trails, it gives me views over the other things I've built. It's kind of like in life, when you work on something for a time, and then you step away from it and work on something else. And then after you work on that something else, you turn back and you look at what you've done before, and You just see it in a new way. Here's the lava seep I mentioned. This is in Bellevue, although honestly this is probably Elsie here, technically. Because the boundary between Elsie and Bellevue runs along this ridge. But, yeah. The only thing we have left is to go to Region E. So let's go there. As soon as I say that we're almost done, the sun starts to set. This area out here, this whole area is going to be a regional park too. But we won't start on that yet. I want to get the trail system done. Alright, let's take a shortcut. We'll need to build the trail. Runs this way. Go stand on my favorite tree. Alright, well, after a long hiatus where we kind of abandoned further exploration, we've come to at least overland exploration. We've come back to Region E, which will get a name. And we walked out across the land, discovered these different kind of, let's call them monoliths, standing mountains. Even a floating island. And primarily I put out torch cobblestone lamps wherever I found a cavern entrance. My sincere hope is that I will discover a good new cavern system. And we'll be able to explore it and mine up more iron. So, having mapped out what roughly is Region E and finding all of its caverns, we will start to explore them in round 21. And we'll see if we can find one. It's gonna pay out, so to say. That'll be fun. Is that a star or a very distant cavern? Alright, well, That's all there is to say. Alright, so that's a goodbye to round 20. Actually, yeah, let's say goodbye here. I was debating on whether to take off my gold and put back on my grubbies. Well, we can do that at the start of the next episode. I don't know how many of you have been watching my series from the beginning. If you have, thank you. Even if you're just playing it in the background. It's nice to know that maybe someone is following me along. It doesn't matter too much how much you're paying attention. This is not riveting entertainment, after all. But perhaps, and I hope, some sense of finishing something big will be yours to have once I reach the end of the series. So, hope you've enjoyed, and hope to see you in the next